What's good, guys? I'm Jon the Chief, and for today's video it's gonna be on how to kill Crota at the end of the raid of Crota's End in the Dark Below DLC in Destiny. So after you kill the witches, you gotta go to this center rock where actually the Death Singer was, and if everybody's right next to it touching it, Crota will spawn. As you can see on the left side of my screen, it says Presence of Crota as an active effect. What that does is that it prevents health regeneration. So you gotta play it careful during this whole entire fight because you do not want to get hurt that much, mainly because it is very tedious while healing yourself. I'll explain how to heal yourself with the Presence of Crota active, but the best ways is either using your guns, which is through the Red Death and Suros regime. So if you happen to have those, I recommend using those during this fight because it could be a lifesaver, literally. The other way to heal yourself is the Chalice of Light. As you can see, Paxter just picked it up, and what happens is that when you hold the Chalice of Light, it will heal you as long as you're holding it. And what you gotta do is that you just gotta pass it around to all your teammates. In order to pass it around, all you gotta do is, you can see, I just run over to him and hold X, and then I have it, and then anyone can go and pick it up. Now, you don't actually need to hold onto it until you have full health. As soon as you pick it up, the health regeneration will start, and it won't stop even if someone else picks it up until you are done healing. Now, how this fight works is that you gotta take down Crota's shield, but his shield will only get hurt by your guns and rockets, but his health will only drop by the sword. You get the sword off the sword bearer, so you gotta kill that, and you gotta coordinate through a lot of communication on when your guy holding the sword will attack Crota. So what I recommend using is actually machine guns. There are two different ways of running this fight. You have people running machine guns, and you have people running rocket launchers. But first things first, I'm going to explain what that giant green ball happens. So, you know how there is no health regeneration without that chalice? They made it even harder on you, because if one of you guys die, the Crota will spawn his Oversoul. The Oversoul is that giant green orb in the sky, and it will just become huge. It will swell up like a giant balloon, and if you do not destroy it, it will kill everybody. It's an instant wipe no matter what. So as soon as someone dies, you guys gotta be watching out and just spray at the Oversoul. Best gun for that is the Pocket Infinity. I recommend using the Pocket Infinity because its effect it's in full auto, it's a fusion rifle, and the effect is that missing a shot puts the ammo back in the magazine. The thing is that it doesn't register hurting the Oversoul as hitting anything, so you are pumping in shots. So instead of having a normal 5-round magazine, it could be up to like 10-round magazine, because you're not always using that shot, it's getting replenished a ton. So a guy with a Pocket Infinity could be very useful. This raid actually uses that very well. You also want a guy with an icebreaker, because on the left tower, you can't see it right here, but the hives right where I'm pointing will spawn knights, and they will hold a weapon called a boomer. So usually we have a call called boomers. We'll just say boomers out. That means a knight just came in, and he will be shooting boomers at us. What you want is the guy using the icebreaker to just get some easy headshots. If you happen to have the Black Hammer, which is the raid sniper, that also works extremely well on them. But I'm guessing this guide is mainly for the guys who has not completed the raid, so most likely you guys wouldn't have had the Black Hammer yet. Now, Crota likes to move. He usually moves to the side where I am first, so that's why we always start off on the left side. The left side's also easier to guard with the way the stairs are formed, so you could see all the thralls easier. Now, a difference is that normally now the ogres will spawn after you get your second sword. There are two different ways of dealing with the ogres. You can deal with this way, but there's also a better way. If you just go underneath like I do right here, you could see this. Is probably the better strategy right now because it is a lot easier to deal with the ogres that way. If you try doing it the way we do, it gets a little bit risky because you can't always get your shots in right away, but if you deal with it from underneath, right in that center hallway where you start off, it will become a breeze dealing with the ogres, and then you can go back to your normal spot where you want to deal with Crota. For taking out Crota's shield, again, I want to go back to the point which I was making earlier. There are two different strategies that people like to use. You can either use machine guns or rocket launchers. Usually you want to use your heavy for it. Now, rocket launchers, the issue that I've experienced with it is that you kill Crota's shield way too fast, and it could be a little bit random for when he'll be dropping. And the issue with that is that the sword bearer, the guy holding the sword, it'll be very hard for him to time when to be up there at Crota. Because what you want is as soon as Crota is falling, the guy holding the sword should be right at Crota's feet, ready to start smacking him with the sword. Because otherwise, you are wasting valuable time, because Crota likes to enrage very early in this raid. And unlike the other Vault of Glass, when Crota enrages, it is basically impossible to kill Crota. It is an instant wipe. He just spawns massive amounts of enemies, and you can't get to him, and it is basically impossible to deal with. So, that is why you want to make sure every single time you get a sword, you want to get 2 full usages on Crota in order to actually make it worth your while. That's why I don't like the rocket launchers, is because it downs them so quick. It is really hard to get the timing, but if you have machine guns, it is very steady the way that his shield's dropping. So if everybody's breathing at it, usually we'll call out like the percentages, so it will be like 50%, 40%, 30%, 20%, and then the guy will actually know, he will time it himself, and it will be very easy on him. Because you want to make it very easy on the guy holding the sword. The way I would work it with rocket launchers though is you would make it so a blade dancer will be the one holding it. The reason why you want a blade dancer is because he could just turn invisible, go right up next to Crota, and then the guys could spam his rockets. Because that way he'll be already up there. The issue with going up without being a blade dancer being invisible is that if you're up there, Crota will just smack you and he will kill you instantly, and he actually has a very large lunge, so you want to be on the lookout for that. And that is how you kill Crota. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a great day, guys.